at graphing linear functions, but we're only going to do part 1 of this. You'll notice 4-7, that means it's chapter 4, section 7. All right. The example says, what is the value of functions when x or f of x equals a certain number? All right. Now, students flip-flop these all the time. So you want to listen carefully on how to do these. It says f of x equals 2x plus 12 when x equals -8. For our purposes, when you see f of x, think of it as y. It's essentially what it is. And you go, well, Mrs. Medvec, why do they say f of x? Like, why don't they say y? Well, we're starting to get in something that's called function notation. And that's what f of x is. It's a special type of notation or a special way of doing something. Now, the f of x, when you do this, you'll notice that x equals -8. So whenever you see the x, you're going to put in -8. So it looks like this. F of -8 equals 2 times -8 plus 12. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to solve it. So 2 times -8 is -16 plus 12. This ends up being -4. And you're done. That's it. It's super easy. But kids, what they'll do is they won't put in the x in for -8. They'll do something else, and I'll show you later. Now, students will say, I don't get that f of -8. Well, think of it this way. Do you know how when you go to like a movie theater, you have the previews to the movies coming up? That 8 in front of the f just says that when you see that x in this problem, put that number in. So it's like a preview to the problem. So if you think of it that way, it kind of makes sense. All right? When you go to the next problem, number 2, do you notice how we have our equation, just like we did in number 1, but this time it says f of x equals 16. It's not x, but f of x. So they're saying, I'm going to give you this answer. So wherever you see f of x, you're going to put in 16. So then this is going to look like 16 equals -2x plus 4. Do you see the difference? The first one, I put it in just for x. The second one, it's the whole answer. I take all of that out. Now I solve it algebraically. So I'm going to subtract my 4. 12 equals -12x. Divide by -2. X ends up giving me -6. And I'm done. That's it. Okay? So in one example, you're solving for f of x. The other one, you're solving for x. Kids will flip-flop those, and they'll get the whole thing wrong. You just have to understand what they're asking for. So when you see f of x equals, you put that number in for f of x. The whole thing. When you see x equals -8, you just put it in for the x. And then you kind of leave that f of -8 alone. Leave it alone. It's the preview. And then it's like watching a movie. After you watch the movie starts going, do you really think about the preview? Not really, because I'm in my movie, right? So when you see the f of -8, leave the preview alone and watch your movie. Work the problem through, right? That's it for today. That's all I got, but it's a big idea, okay? And then tomorrow we'll do part 2. So today's assignment is going to be on page 265. I want you to do problems 3 through 8 and 11 through 16. All right. And I want you to open the books, and I want you to, we're going to go over a few things right now. Wait, time out. I changed my mind. 3 through 8. This one is, yeah, 14 to 21. I misread that. I'm sorry. All right, that's your assignment, and we're going to open up our books now, and we're going to take a look at a few of those problems.